Some Paul brothers in the highway Bible preaching this word, sincerity and honesty. Yeah, we have another Tuesday lesson.
I'm gonna read that.
I want to speak about today's, the mark, man.
The character.
Character. We're coming down to a point in time now, and there's other arguments surrounding what it is. I enter into a conversation, or you can call that debate, with another Israelite the other day. Their point is that the charagma is the stubborn job. The hokey pokey juice. And the point that basically they are trying to make is that the new virus on the scene, the MP, is in the result of the hokey pokey juice for the 2020 event. That one conspiracy basically from a conspiracy attaching the two, and was saying that the grievous sore that Revelation speak about is that MP that people basically catching now, and it's in result of the hokey pokey juice, but that's crazy, man. That's way crazy, So the argument was, what about the mark? Or what about the part dealing with the forehead, man? MOTB. Like the scripture say, in the right hand or in their forehead. That's what the scripture specifically say. And another thing, there are a lot of people who go around the whole process of taking the hokey pokey juice, like certain officials, either them fake it, and not take it any at all. And you have some people who choose bamboo the route, and get papers or number without even actually take the hokey pokey juice. What about those people that the scripture say are rich and poor, small and great? It causes it all. You never say some have escape the system by you doing some fraudulent things and still have go through the same way. You know what I mean? You never say certain rich people or certain officials are going to skip taking it and everything alright with them, see, because all these people, all these officials, even the head of Pfizer, him say him not going to take it. I don't know if he take it up to this point. Not the same take it, but pretend as if he get it at this point, but I don't know. But he's one of them saying that he's not going to do it. So I want to know why there's exceptions when the scriptures basically never teach about any form of exception, concerning the MOTB.
Hey, what they as I mentioned about the Pfizer bars, what they see them say the quadruple.
Yeah.
What they call him? Same catch the C19. Yeah. And him quadruple. They see him Pfizer bars.
Okay.
Same him get him 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what going that's what they have going on in a certain Israelite group, man. And sure that look, you're not researched. You don't understand this. You're butchering the scripture, you don't know what the scripture is talking about. And setting up contradictions, man. That's what you're doing. And hey, when you're going on the word charagma, going back down to character, grapho is really important, man, in understanding what the MOTB is going to be. Because grapho basically going into what? Records, man. Records. Now, under the structure of the MOTB, the infrastructure that they're basically setting up right now, everything comes down back to identity. You know what I mean? So you have one system that's gonna incorporate ID with biometrics, medical, health records, you know what I mean? And
Everything. Tracking
everything. You know what I mean? And then about something else they want to add to it. Lose the train of thought. But all these systems basically going to be consolidated under one system. And that one system are going to have one device that operates and run everything, man. You know what I mean? In order to access doors, you know, access certain records as we speak about the individual, and also positively identify the individual. So that's what the MOTB basically is going to offer. You know, according to the word grapho, you know, it's your records, man. Yeah, records, and that records are going to be under one ID. You know, when I research the new ID system, basically, yes, I remember now. The digital currency, you know, so it entails digital currency, you know, banking and financial records for me, health records, and biometric ID. Everything basically come under that, you know, and that chip basically is gonna operate all of that, you know. So.
Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all. What?
You see? He calls it all. You know what I mean? That's what he said. And whosoever reject it will be put to death. And we know so nobody can put to death now. Reject the pokey juice. So nobody can be put to death for that.
See the one we take it actually a drop.
Yeah. You want to take it basically.
Yeah, drop. Yeah.
Falling down dead, man. You know, they call it the unknown. Dying from they call it unknown.
Unknown death.
They have a name for it, you know. You mention the name in the big line. They have a name for it. Them unknown causes people dying from now. You know? Go on, bro.
Again, 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a paragman in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right, so in their right hand or in their forehead. I don't know what that is already.
And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had paragman,
Right.
or the name of the beast.
And the thing is, we are still buying and selling it, and we don't get that pokey juice, man. We're still buying and selling just the same, you know. Not affecting, you know. So that's a crazy take on it. I have other groups so they have more crazy take than that, you know. They have groups so they think it's white woman, you know. Solomon get it, you know. I have man, I think you know the popular one is now from certain groups is embargo. You know, the popular thing out there now, you know, which is crazy as hell. One. Look, man, right now, as I speak about embargo, right now, UN chief, a UN chief, the woman there was shower. The UN man, European Union, that woman there, what's her name? Christine Lagarde, that's the IMF. See, basically she crying that Russia not playing fairly. See, so something like the EU, European Union. You know, she said Russia not playing fairly because Russia basically she said Russia blackmailing European nations, you know, in regards to gas. But I thought that sanctions were to hurt Russia. But it's the other way around.
So Xi Jinping said America basically weaponize the dollar.
Yeah.
They say if you don't follow for them, we get sanctions.
Now, if these men who saying that the MOTB is an embargo, you don't know what's going on geopolitically right now. Because geopolitically right now, there's a move against the dollar. You know, and you have all these nations, whatever I mean, the BRICS, Russia, China, and some major emerging economy, them come on them own system that can bypass the current system of America. When they put sanctions and embargoes and what, look man, they're bypassing that system now.
Yeah.
So how this the MOTB being an embargo or whatsoever, how that I will fit in now?
The lady named Ursula von der Leyen.
Yeah, Ursula what?
Von der Leyen.
Ursula whatsoever she wanted. Ursula whatsoever. We're not obligated to learn in our name. But anyway, see it? You have the article there too?
Yeah, man, we did have it.
Yeah, and Russia blackmailing was typing.
Yeah, man, we did have it. Yeah, man, from Forbes.
18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of
You
the
what it
beast.
say? Yeah, what it say? Let him that have understanding. So this thing is not just off the surface, man. You have to have a certain level of understanding to understand what's really going on here. You know what I mean? Yeah, some people just believe that the MOTB is the chip, you know, just by faith. But we have men who understand, oh, it is the MOTB. You know what I mean? Which are certain teachers out here teaching this thing. You know, in particular, the men of Great Millstone, man. Yeah?
For it is the number of a man, and is the number of For it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 66.
Alright, so if you want to understand, you know that what the 600, 6 is in the Greek kai sai stigma.
God.
You know, and when you go into the word stigmata, we get,
Need to cut.
you know, or prick. With a sharp instrument, man. And when you go back to Caracas, that come under Caragma, you know, you going into, you know, a peel or a stake or a rampart, meaning something very sharp, you know, so it, you know, the correlation between stigmata and Caracas is almost the same, man. Yeah.
Grapho. I mean, information.
Yeah.
Right to the information.
Records.
Records, yeah.
Records. My brother?
Revelation 14 and let me start at 9. This, 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image,
Right.
and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand,
Right.
the same shall drink of the wrath, the wine of the wrath of the hour,
God.
which is poured out without mixture
Right.
into the cup of his indignation.
Right, so not only a grievous sore is going to be a result of the receiving that charagma, but also the wine of the wrath of God basically coming with, you know, to culminate with the nuclear destruction. You know?
About this is from Forbes. It says,
Forbes.
so Russia is blackmailing us.
Yeah, I think yeah, go on, brother.
It's the EU plans gas reduction as Putin threatens shut off. It says the European Union urged member countries to cut gas use by 15% through March in an emergency plan announced.
This look like it the other way. Because they're supposed to be what? Sanctioning Russia, but this is going the other way.
Russia sanction them.
Yeah? It's going the other way, man.
If you throw a blow, if you expect blow.
You know what I mean?
Throw a stone.
Throw a stone, yeah.
Yeah, them fuel crisis all over, man. London, everywhere.
Yeah.
God.
Them even ask the people to start look up wood for the winter.
Yeah.
Because-
Wood for the winter.
Yeah, because the gas shortage and them thing there. Norway, one country is to supply Britain. now we are cut back for them gas on them because them say them have to store for them because they know the crisis are going to Russia then.
Yeah.
With the whole thing. So Britain I look to other source.
And that's what each country gonna do. They're gonna look out for them own well-being, man, and not others' interest, man. You know, and the reason why this is happening is because of the all that, man. The all of America, man. You know, and it's going to come down to the point where nobody's looking out for America. You know, because America look out for no one but its own interest. So everybody is gonna do that. You know? And she will be double crossed, man. At the end of the day, that's what's coming for them. Yeah?
Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall eat the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right, so ultimately America is going to be rid of by the same nations that basically them are bringing the hot water now. Because what they're doing, they're bringing the European nations into hot water, man. Because who is worrying about gas for this winter? European nations, man. You know? The ones where them drag into, you know, Alabalu with Russia. You know what I mean? Looking out for their own interest and not the interest of others. You know, so the scripture says I'm gonna hit the whore and ultimately burn her with fire. Yeah? So they're gonna support the effort of destroying the troublemaker. And that's what America is turning out to be. You know, a lot of things being revealed about America. You know what I mean? Dealings over the years. You know what I mean? Especially with the Middle East or other war escapade or campaign with them up. You know, people start to see the light of what they really did. You know, and the hypocrisy concerning Russia and Ukraine. You know, when it comes down to America. Because America, the argument frequently come up now is about Iraq. You know, and then them did more than Iraq, man. Them do great things as the scripture said. You know, even though it love that fulfill that great thing and fulfill ultimately. But you know, when the Third World War really kick off the right way. Now this country single-handedly, you know what I mean, stirring up one of the biggest tension on the planet and everybody see it. So yo, why America basically over there fatiguing China, man? That is a big thing now in the news. Why they are fatiguing China. You know? So the point now running China and Taiwan into a war that basically will cause great pain to the earth, man. Great pain because when you come on to the logistics, yes, you know, things going and coming from China. If there's a war, that would collapse the economy, man. You know?
It will collapse the economy because if you notice, most of the goods that come from the West, they are made in Taiwan or in China.
Yeah, Trump was trying to basically
put tariff.
Dependency of shipment from China to America, man.
Yeah.
By using certain tariff on them thing. They remember Trump they see the you know, was playing the role of seeing the light. You know? So unfortunately certain policies never get done, you know. You know, you basically want to bring in protectionism, you know, that American goods and services use more than Chinese, but they never make it, man. And now, if there's a war now, they only fuel shortage in the United States. You know, it's going way worse than that. Especially microchip, man. So, hey, brother, look up the leading producer of microchip. Look up the leading producer of microchip, brother.
Leading producer side?
Technology Taiwan. Taiwan are one of the top countries where make enough technology like motherboard and stuff. And they have a specific chip. They put a specific mineral and a silicon.
Pillars? 6 and both, verse 5 or verse 6.
Taiwan and China.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I see. One country, man.
You have the mainland.
RFID, you want to look at it.
So I see people
That's the main producer. Yeah.
RFID.
Yeah.
Some people still consider themselves as part of the mainland. You know? The majority still consider themselves a part of the mainland. You know? A propaganda America has spread that store Polish in every country. You know? If you have regular Taiwanese citizens, brother, none of them don't give a damn whether Taiwan they want to separate or join to China. You want someone poor there they are that. They must store a country in their people states. See me?
Ultimately the Lord. I got this as prophecy of a fulfilled. With that condition right now, we see, even regarding the MOTB and that, what you see, a whole heap of drought like Europe, on a high scale, so different something. Now they must say even them water hydraulics. The water hydraulics so them used to use like for run electricity in case the late them get so low, we can't use that again.
Yeah, every system basically is setting.
Yeah.
Every system basically is setting for failure now. You know, you have the water shortages, you have certain places where in Jamaica now, one part of Jamaica flood out, one part, them say the reservoir, them
A dry.
In Kingston going back to Bull Bay side to them say they have to start to cut off water certain time and then you have flood go on some other places, man. You know? So the irregular weather. You know, Esau and my hand in the irregular weather. Ultimately, even the father, but Esau basically obstructing everything that basically you can bring some serious disaster to justify climate change policies them when man come with me. You know what I mean? With basically trust me, man. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah? My brother? You ain't seen nothing yet when you come on to restrictions, man. Yeah? I say, climate change is not that thing. You soon cause a climate change again, like we couldn't speak about the 2020 event. You soon can't speak about the climate change, man, because it's bullshit, man. Yeah? And there's no new thing under the sun, man. Where is it going on? Where is it going on climate-wise? Happened in the past, man. It happened at the end of every age. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Every end of the age, you know, you have certain weather anomalies happening. You know? So it's a cycle. Yeah?
Because right now, the climate change as the prophecy.
The leading producer.
Yeah, and it's just like how the scripture says, the fish never get taken away and all of them stuff.
Yeah.
And now the fish never get taken away, they must say, because of climate change. That's what the brother said. Since you have certain anomalies always take place at the NIH. And that's one of them. Yeah. See, and certain things they must say what the most say do naturally. See, at the end of the age, they must see a climate change and they must use that as a stepping stone for bringing other things.
Yeah.
Right.
So they worship the creature more than the creator.
Hey,
Because the science.
Time of seasons and seasons of effects, man.
God.
You know what I mean? But the scriptures give a guideline of certain effects will happen at certain seasons. You know, as we speak about the end of the age, you know, we know that the moon and the heavens basically going to give you signs, man. You know what I mean? The scriptures you can see sign in the sun and in the moon. You know what I mean? You're going to see distress of nations. You know. Hey, the Lord Yahushua, find a precept. The Lord Yahushua tell you. You know what I mean? So when you see these things happening, man, and it's hard. The sun and the moon, you know, trust me, they have a lot to do with disasters on the earth. You know what I mean? When it comes down to we have people still when rain are fall based off of the moon. You know what I mean? People couldn't tell that. You know? We know about tide because of the moon.
Keep certain things in a balance.
Yes. And when they come out to the sun not only the sun gives sunshine and all of that. You know, Isa basically been telling you about his research concerning the sun when it come out to earthquakes, man. You know, and how the sun tying into earthquakes, like the thing we call CME, coronal mass eruption, you know, electromagnetic waves coming from the sun that basically trigger earthquake on the earth, man. So he's doing research, and you know, them actually have forecasting systems now. We can forecast an earthquake, man. Knowing where the electromagnetic wave is gonna hit the earth from them solar storms. You know, you have people monitoring solar storms daily.
That's a scripture said, do what wiser than Daniel.
God.
There's nothing that can be hid from you.
So when the scripture says signs in the sun, because what's a sign in the sun? It can be an eclipse, it can be a sunspot, because it's a sunspot. Like where a coronal mass eruption take place. You know what I mean? They call them sunspots. You know? See, so whatsoever strange happens with the sun, whatsoever strange happens with the moon, the planet alignment, meteorites, all these things are signs of the season. You know what I mean? The moon turning into different color, the sky turning into different color. These are signs of the season. And the other morning, my mother get up and see the sky red. You know, she said, first she see the sky that red. You know what I mean? And it happened in Moscow. I think it was Moscow the other day. You know what I mean? Well read, you know? You know what I mean? So these are strange anomalies. These are signs, man. Yeah? Signs of the time. One brother? Priest, really priest, yeah. Times of the season. Then you read, watch that.
That's Ecclesiastes.
No.
We have an Ecclesiastes.
No.
What's the 16 and 1?
Let's read that.
The 16 and 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he should show him a sign in heaven, from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, he said, it will be fall weather, for it is red sky.
So even now, in this time, people don't know how to discern, you know, the face of the sky. They don't know how to discern, you know, certain alignments, you know, certain signs of the sky. They don't know. Back then, people have an idea, you know, when they see certain things are happening in the heavens, what will happen on the earth. You know, because they directly connected, man. So them they ask, say, yo, what the sign I'm going to show? Say, yo, Ray, because them know the sky connected to what going on. Yeah, one brother?
And in the morning, it will be fall weather today, for the sky is red and lowing. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the time?
Right, so there's a signs of the time. So you have the physical elements of the sky is also a sign, you know, and you have activities and the way how people are reacting on the earth, you know what I mean, as also a part of the sign of the time. And you know, when it come on to wisdom itself, the spirit, you know, coming out, truth coming out, the prophets coming out, that those things are signs also. You know what I mean? Yeah? So the Lord have signs from every angle, show you what point in time we're at. Remember that?
A wicked and an adulterous generation seek after a sign, and there shall be no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
Right.
And he left them and departed.
Right, and that was heavy. That was what the Lord said. So there was heavy, man. What he was making reference to, you know, them can't understand that.
Prophecies.
Yeah.
Find the article you want to.
So Luke 21 verse 25.
Right.
And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon.
Right, so there shall what? Be signs in the sun and in the moon.
And in the stars.
Right.
And upon the earth the stress of nations.
Right, you have certain alignments taking place, you know, eclipses, you know what I mean, whether lunar or you know, solar, you know, you have weather anomalies, you have earthquakes, these things fall off of things that happen in the skies, man. That's what I'm going on earlier, you know. In the same period of time, the arts of man, because your mind basically, believe it or not, you know, in direct relation to the environment, you know, certain things that take place in the heavens, it affect you, man. Yeah, hey, look, what do they call a madman, a lunatic? Yeah? Because the moon directly affect the way you think.
Because human being, I think, 97% water.
Yeah?
The moon actually affect water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So even the way man think, say the type of wickedness you see take place so basically in and out is because of other things that basically take place marking the end. You know? So certain things that come out now to mark the end. Yeah? So when you come on to uproars happen when these things happening, when these other signs basically taking place, uproars and everything that tend to follow. You know what I mean? People start rioting and all them things. And you soon see them things start get more and more because you know things kind of tighten up in our way. And these events connected to each other, man, just like how wars connected to famine and all them things. You know what I mean? When you have turmoil, you know, you have all different side effects dealing with turmoil. You know, you have, as you said, about shortages starting to happen, people start get frustrated, prices of goods start to go up, you know what I mean? So people start to blame politicians, so everything have connected to each other. So when some start fail, everything start failing. You know? If housing is not safe, you realize, you know, certain effects start to happen, man. You know, and weather basically make housing safe. And these are basically doing things to amplify these things. So, even though these things happen in the past, you know, other times it will worse this time because these things are being amplified this time. You know what I mean? The famine coming in is going to be amplified, man. Yeah?
Hey, when I look on it, every single thing affects the other. It's just like an ecosystem. If you remove bees altogether,
Yeah.
it don't show up the entire planet because you know bees sponsor pollination and all of them things there. So just like when the moon or the sun something specific, when do something specific and it affect the earth, it can show up every single thing else here because every single thing on the earth
Rely upon them, yeah.
rely upon each other.
So they walk on in darkness, so the whole foundation of the earth is out of course.
Yeah, so you have a balance, you have certain things that keep the balance out, make things function the way it function, you know, consistently. You know what I mean? And once that balance upstairs in any form of way, you have other things, effects that are happening. Yeah?
Cause and effects.
Yeah?
So with the perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
So this, so all these things, the sea and the waves roaring, all these things connected. You know? One.
So men's are feeling them for fear.
But I'm not scripture say, they that look out through the window. Give me that priest there. Hold it safe and give me that brother. See, because as I say, you know, right now you have that going on. Men basically saying, you know, this looking like we're going into World War III. We have other crises. We have food shortages coming, happening. You know, we have diseases. We have so many problems now dealing with, and we have more problems coming up. Like
Different blogger, Canadian prepper, you see, I saw some different type of men that come out and them and say, look here, at this, you know. So right now, I hear say it go. Yeah.
You want to do a point?
Yep.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3.
right,
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
right,
and the strong men shall bow themselves,
right.
and the grinders cease because they are few.
Right, so see, look, man, we have an economic situation unfolding based off of some other chain reaction or some things that take place. You know? So we have an economic situation unfolding. You know? Which basically gonna cause, you know, the fabric or the structure of the society to collapse. You know, in terms of, you know, people getting resources like goods, you know, food, you know, certain services are cut off, you know what I mean, because, you know, a bankruptcy and everything, you know what I mean? Got too much money now, you have to use too much money now to basically get certain things done. Certain businesses are going to start lay off workers, whatsoever, you know what I mean? And, you know, them profit, you know, liability are going to be more than even making profits now. You know, so you have certain businesses going to go bankrupt, lockdown, certain people are going to lose their jobs, you know, especially if the fossil industry collapse, fossil fuel industry collapse. You know what I mean? The whole job sector going down, man. Yeah? So certain jobs that people out here running get, you know, they're going to be no more. In a crisis situation, you don't have jobs, man. You know, we have many type of, we have many, all different multifaceted problems that basically bring in different type of crises, man. That people gonna lose. Look at one crisis, and a lot of people couldn't go back to work. As simple as that. You ain't think nobody in eastern Ukraine working now? What work going on? There's no planting going on in eastern Ukraine right now. All them fields, you know what, jumping in the fields out there? When you look at peer craters, when you look at the peer craters, I say artillery craters, man, artillery, you know, you have artillery set fire all about in the farms over there, man.
This try to bring famine.
And Ukraine have acres upon acres of fields, man. And that's what the war is being fought right now, in the fields. In the Ukraine, man.
They are in the city.
So there's no farm tractors going out now in Ukraine. Eastern Ukraine. See, so you have one thing lead to another. Yeah?
They that are in the city shall die.
As a direct consequence of certain things. Go on, brother.
First is 5 and 1. But
No, finish that and next that. See? Finish that and brother finish that.
It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Run. Say those that look out of the window what? Be darkened, man, because the prospect of a good future is not there. You know what I mean? When certain analysts check out what's really going on is doom and gloom, everything bleak, man. Because doom and gloom. And them port there, because they have a name for the when they come out to economics, they have a name, you know, when they talk about price action and everything in the future, they call it forecasting. They talk about the economy, markets. Them rightfully say it, them say it's a forecast. You know, so the scripture telling them about that look out the window, it shall be darkened. Basically, directly connecting to the forecast for the future that these men use. You know, especially dealing with the economy.
2 minutes to say, 2 minutes to doomsday.
Yeah.
So to midnight. Doomsday clock.
Yeah.
Continue.
The men are fearing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on earth.
Looking after those things, looking at the forecast, man, the economic forecast and all that. So man, I have to start feeling them and look, God must say, general, you know, so this can't go work out though. You know, we have a collapse coming, so we have to take certain actions, and them taking certain actions now without the people understanding what type of actions are being made. Yeah?
I love that reason, you know, because we're on the same channel, but we're on a channel where the collapse are going on early, and for the people who are in Jamaica, we renounce them citizens upon the Jamaican Constitution. Section 11, we give a right to renounce from under the Queen, the British monarchy, the global system are crashing now, you know, about to crash. No. Matter of fact, it crash already. Just so the people lose all their money out of their bank account now. But after we know the fundamental human rights law, sovereign law, that are the UDA.
So what are you going to do about it when it crash? When you lose everything?
No, it's not all about knowing everything now.
No, I never said know everything. This is what I said.
No, man, no. Sorry.
You hear me say?
Sorry,
Oh, you going to answer my question? You want to answer my question?
Yeah, my answer.
The question is what you going to do about it.
All right.
When everybody lose all them assets, what you going to do?
Alright. Good question. Alright.
Yeah.
For example, the knowledge of me acquire from an emperor right now in a Jamaica. The son
Before you answer where you believe.
believe?
Yeah.
Alright. My belief is that the people who are going to lose them will, that the people who put their mind to the system.
No, you're Christian or you're Muslim or you're...
But we just exercise by international human rights law. It's a freedom of speech and freedom of
Want
religion.
mention something pertaining to Constitution and human rights laws and all these things.
Make your man say a question.
Answer, but come back because now speaking about
Alright. People in the country where, for example, say, when the country crash and we lose all of the wealth, them say the righteous people, yeah, them time, them not going to suffer. The people who are seek for truth now, they not going to suffer because they are naturally connected to the oneness of the earth. You understand? It's like how we are talking now. I'm see the energy.
Yeah, but you still not answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer your question now.
Okay.
For example, so we have an emperor now in Jamaica. You get what I'm saying? Where the servant of humanity, the servants of the UDA Charter to protect all human beings where in violation, where suffer from the Constitution and willing to get a common understanding about the UDA Charter, the fundamental equality, where so all human beings are born free.
This is what I address with you now, brother, because if I open your horizon, the reality of this world, yeah? In order for you to claim anything at all, yeah? You have to have power dictate. In order to have the power dictate, you have to have the power to defend.
Alright, wait, you understand what I mean by that, bro?
Alright, so if you claim something, you see, if you cannot defend it physically, yeah? It makes no sense. Because if a man dictates to you, because a man don't have to abide by no law, if he have power, he don't have to abide by no law. Yeah, he's not entitled. If a man don't feel like he's entitled to listen to your law or whatsoever, he can do what he feel or what he will. So you have men on this planet who impose their will on others. Look, I'll give you an example. Look at Iraq. America imposed their will on Iraq. Yeah, they create an excuse and they went in and them bomb and them kill and them do whatsoever they want to do. See? You know why they can do that? They have a military. And they have weaponry to facilitate that action. Yeah? Now, if you say you go left, yeah? And me say if you go right, yeah? And me have the power to move you right, and you don't have the power to stop me from moving you right. No care how you feel like and believe say you can go left, you cannot go. So this is where we draw the line. You know? So it doesn't matter. I'm sure something I say up the other day. You have a thing we call.
You understand?
No, I understand. No, I understand what I'm saying.
Okay. You have a thing we call a allied title. Right? By law, you know? What they call allied title. You have some people in the United States call themselves sovereign citizens. So them try to disconnect themselves from how the system structure the thing. The free man thing. I remember a case, 2019 or 27, a case that they went to court and they tried to draw all these things. And the judge just threw it out. Because they have the power to throw it out.
No,
so they don't have to abide by any law at all.
No, more correct.
Yeah.
Law doesn't work that way. This is a matrix system of confusion. A system of commercial contract. It starts by when your mother introduced her RGD. So they start the RGD, the commercial, sell to the queen. Your human remains sell to the queen. That's the reason why in 1960 sent out a constitution in Jamaica. The people can renounce them citizens, but underneath the constitution, because if you take the queen right now to world court right now, this can be an evidence that she give you a constitution in 1962, and no one take themselves for underneath the constitution.
You're not listening to me, you know?
You understand what I was saying?
No, I understand what I'm saying.
Listen. What am I saying?
I understand what
What am I saying?
Personally, the person who you tell me, I tell the court.
No. Overall, in general. What I'm trying to say to you in general.
About a sovereign, right, who I try to expose on the court through it. Because
No, I don't explain something even before that. Because use it as an example.
oh.
Like the military and the might.
Yeah.
You have to left. And me have the military and more you have to right. You have to left.
Yeah.
You see you go right. You have to go right.
But
You understand that? You understand that?
yeah, but
Look here. All right. You have international law.
yeah.
Who is going to enforce that when the most powerful ones them decide to them not go with it?
Alright, what me I try to show you, my teacher, the system naturally itself, the people are the system naturally. Because Jamaica have the world peace in the world.
Find the scripture.
So ask a question now. Now ask another question again because you know understand me I say to you. See? What does the world how can the world stop what's going on in Ukraine immediately?
Alright. As
They
I
can
said,
they?
yeah, the world can stop.
Oh, they
It
can
start
do.
from Jamaica.
We're not going to explain.
Yeah,
It's what
yeah,
going
you
on.
cannot last.
Wait, I know you're going to last because it's technical, it's a law. Jamaican are the 6th region.
Who wrote those laws, bro?
Alright, the law, international law, 2-person create law.
Who created those laws?
Pope create the Constitution,
Yeah.
Imperial Majesty, who is a lawgiver in the 21st century, create the international human rights law.
International human rights law.
Yeah, for every human being on the planet.
Okay. So you have people who broke those international human rights law. No.
Yeah, them broke it based on a
What
contract.
What kind of punishment? America do it all the while. What kind of punishment?
Alright. The law break under punishment based off of people who lack financial intelligence off of the fundamental
Where are their finances coming from?
Alright, the state supposed to provide us because the state, the Article 39 and indigenous law, yeah, right. Everyone on the planet have right access to the central bank.
Then, let me ask you this again.
Yeah.
If some people who have power decide say them don't abide by nothing, what you say, what are we
No,
going
them
to
have
do?
to respect the law.
Why they should?
They have to respect the law. Cause listen, you have a world court, brother. You get what I say? And only person can,
We give an example again.
only person can challenge.
America breached those laws time and time again.
No, we're not talking about breach, we're talking about something now. This is a new information, it's a new transformation. We're not, look,
Why are countries with
No,
militaries still doing this then?
No, this is what we
If
are
there's
we
somebody
can't talk about America, you know. If we are here now, you know, as a Jamaican, you know,
Alright, I'll speak about Jamaica.
What
What on the brother? See, a lot of things happening we don't understand. Alright. In the time of Michael Mann, yeah? I guess he found out the hard way. Yeah, when it come on to
Sustainable.
self-sustainable, being self-sustainable, and you know, all things were concerning being a sovereign country. He learned the hard way, because when he put forward to do that, you see, he meet up in the mighty America, who decides say, yo, they want Jamaica to go a different direction, and up to that point, up to this point, Jamaica cannot go a different direction, you know, under these dictates same way. But guess what?
No, Jamaica, listen, man. Jamaican people. And more you get a common understanding what me I say. Because someone that teach in a school, it's the one of the highest knowledge in the 21st century. A law, it's a two law in a one, I show you. The commercial contract, you see the people who under the commercial contract now.
It's how we're not getting up.
No,
This is how we're not
we
getting.
don't-
So what you're saying, you miss everything when I say.
No, I don't miss nothing what you said.
Look here,
Yeah.
people who does not willing to follow any farmer book have more power than the people them who obey the laws. That's not trying to tell you.
Alright, well, as I show you, personally, we is a person who carried out a referendum in Jamaica, right? In a 2000.
You're talking about diplomacy.
Yeah,
Diplomacy does not work, brother.
well, I don't know.
When
but-
you have men of
no, but-
power who
no,
decide to
well,
them don't
still
give
in
a
a
damn.
alright, well, still in a alright. The human rights message
You have a
is a
military?
message of a base of if you want to receive the knowledge of human rights. You understand? We're not talking about what those people can do. We are talking about what we, if we're educated about human rights, what we can do.
so you're saying-
You understand?
That's
what we are saying now.
General, within human rights,
Yeah.
saying
The law fundamental equality,
well,
commercial contract of a law.
Yeah, man, because we know about the technicality of the law. But when the brother understand, try to get to you, say, yo, you see these men.
But you can't skip that
Listen,
brother because it's
well,
irrelevant. 21st century.
Well, I know how we are going to some scripture too. Show some.
Scripture is important, you know. Listen, man. I'm not talking about scripture.
But the scripture talk about what you are saying.
What me I say? I'm not
Give me the
talking.
borrow as a servant to the left.
I'm not talking about scripture. I'm just talking about the fundamental law.
I bring a precept.
Scripture, you know. I bring scripture to you, know.
I bring a precept.
One
Give me
can
a precept.
understand it, but how you, but one way can escape this thing, and that we are trying to tell you.
Oh.
See the diplomacy, using the same men who are the oppressors' laws.
That now
Free
help
yourself,
you.
it makes no sense, brother.
It cannot free without that. The
You
reason
cannot
why-
use the oppressor's tool to free yourself.
No, we're not tool. We are talking about divine sovereignty.
No, in a talk about.
No.
Hold on. Read the scripture. Read the
Precept,
scripture.
brother.
Alright.
This is Matthew 12 and 29. It says, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Yeah. Answer that. How are you going to take him down if you're not buying him first?
Alright. For example, overstand what you have said now pertain to scripture. And me, if I have a scripture for read to you, you understand?
Bring it out there.
If I have a scripture, these are the original scripture from the Bible for 3,000 something years ago. It's an original Ethiopian scripture, biblical scripture.
But the scripture not come from Ethiopia, brother.
Two rows before you today, biblical scripture, Deuteronomy 30, New International Version.
Hold on.
Brother, you contradict yourself. The NIV, New International Version.
When you say new, it
You
not
tell
come
me
from
3,000 years ago?
No, I'm saying no.
Think about what you say. Think about what you say.
Hold on. Deuteronomy 30.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 30.
30 and what?
Yeah. You said new Deuteronomy 30. What is scripture?
30 and
30
what?
verse
15, 20.
15 to 20 we are.
What it say? See, I and I set forth you today, diplomatical humanitarian life, living in full equality, political prosperity under the UDHR Charter, fundamental.
Brother,
One second, hold on.
One second. Them words that I use was 3,000 years ago in Ethiopia.
Hold on.
Hold on. Give me a second.
No,
Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, contribute the reason.
No, me not contribute. Me not contribute the reason. We are understanding from what we are dealing. Yes, some common ground. See? Because you read a couple of things not too long where we want to point out certain aspects of it. Because first thing first, when you not acknowledge yet that what you are read was said to the Israelites, not to every man under one universal contract. You know, come to the acknowledgement of that as yet. So these are the things that we need to make you understand and why we have a problem here where you know after under this constitution we need to move ourselves from here. So because the constitution what we get is the Bible as a people. And we break that constitution. And therefore we come in a slavery.
And we still under bondage.
And we still under bondage. And there is nothing where like Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the Emperor, none of them can take you. Listen.
It's good.
We're going to read how we are get out. Look at us read how we are get out, brother.
Trust my family. It is very important to understand say this system is a psychological abuse based off a Jesuit order, a teaching, education system, education morality, but this is a new transformation. What I'm trying to show is that overstand psychological abuse away you are trying to come out to me. But you see human rights was hidden from man. It never taught to you.
What is human rights, bro?
Human rights is the UDHR Charter, the Charter of Fundamental Equality, the Charter with the sovereign law.
Where was human rights when we are going to slavery?
Alright.
Where was human rights? Where is Human rights, when you see same people that come up with the concept of human rights, I put poison in our food. Well, listen. Then where it come from? Where is the concept of human rights? Where is human? Listen.
Who is going to hold you to that law?
Listen,
The question is, will you explain to me?
Yeah.
Who is going to hold anyone to that law?
What I'm trying to show you, brother, once you renounce a citizen out of the Jamaican Constitution, because right now, if the police them come here, so right now, they can lock up you. You know why them can lock up you right now here, sir? Because you, as their intellectual property at the RGD, they own your name. And that
Alright.
So
when you renounce it, then
Talk, yeah.
them own your name, fire. So it's when them own your name, a church and state it. Because guess what's going on? The Pope use the same Catholic church and get diplomacy immunity, private bank, private military. You understand? Under international human rights law. And they give us a constitution law. Constitution law is a law of slavery. A law of you have to pay tax, you have to own, you have to be land owner. You understand?
Bro.
Wait no. But you see a sovereign law give you the right to freedom of speech, freedom of liberty, and of dignity. Meaning say it give you a right to even freedom of religion. Meaning say you not supposed to outbrace your religion to me, because me supposed to have conscience and respect that. You get what I say?
Who is gonna hold anybody to all the right? You're saying?
Wait. What me I try to show you is that we have an emperor now in Jamaica.
Who's the emperor, by the way?
Brother,
No,
we
no,
finish
no,
with
this
that.
one who's
We
the
have an
emperor?
emperor in Jamaica. Him taught us the knowledge. You get what I say? Because I tell you, we study law. He taught us the knowledge based off of international human rights law. He take me to a dimension where I never believed him. His name is Louis Rasmusfield Haile Selassie. His father created a constitution in 1950 for him to charge him for high treason, but he cannot charge without the voice of the people. You see, the voice of the people of Jamaica have to come to a common understanding about laws. So once they renounce some citizens, they can be a part of a government, because the parliament give you right to get diplomatical accreditation. So when you get diplomatical accreditation, you can be
What's that question?
we no brother.
Hold on.
You can be a what?
You can we no brother, the man them want to learn.
Oh, brother. Listen, hold on. Let me ask you, this is a reason. No, no power. Listen. You mention a whole heap of something. You talk a whole one crocus bag of something. You see me?
Yeah.
No. We are trying to get certain things across based off of what you say and what we are going to say to you now.
Yeah.
See it? Now let me ask you a simple question.
Yeah.
The emperor,
Yeah.
is he under the Jamaican Constitution, yes or no?
No.
Okay, good. I understand that. No.
Yeah.
Another question is, him travel?
Yes.
Do we need a passport?
He has a diplomacy passport.
Why need a passport?
Because him is an emperor, meaning say
Yeah,
him
yeah,
is a
passport.
head of state.
But he need a passport. You know what is a passport? Do you know how the concept of passport come into play?
Fire. What may I try to
Answer
show
a
you?
question, the
No,
brother. Yes,
no.
You can't answer.
No.
You want to ask
What may I try to show you?
multitude of questions that we're supposed to understand.
No.
Yo, big up some
What may I try to show you right now?
Batch your rundown.
Me can give an idea why he has a passport. I have not a
That means he's
passport.
not free.
He's not
Him
free.
still under the Constitution.
That's it.
That will tell you he's not free. Let me tell you something. The reason why, look here, you see the man who are free? You see the man who are free? Them man not go through your airport like, oh, when if your emperor I come through. You hear that? Them man they're free. And them man they can't, and them make you have a birth certificate. And they make you eat food. Them do everything. All Fortune 500 companies and them own it. So the emperor, what you tell me about, him is another slave.
He's
Not
a
even
slave,
know
brother.
say him a one slave.
Alright.
Hold on.
No.
Him is a
Pay
slave.
tax.
No.
Of course, he buy food.
Buy food.
He buy food.
No. What may I
Hold
try
on.
to
He
show
buy
you?
food.
Yeah, buy food.
So then tax the come from food.
Yeah, but
So okay,
we
so
in
him
a
pay
family.
tax.
No, family.
Pay tax
What may I
then. You
try
see
to
the
show
man,
you?
hold on, you see the man we are telling
What may I
about?
try to show
You see
you?
the man we are telling about? Them man they not buy food. And them give you food.
No, watch out, I'm show you something. Guess what going on, my brother?
I'm a blind side.
Watch out, I'm show you something. You not get the concept of diplomacy. A diplomacy may I try to show you.
Diplomacy do not
And
work.
diplomacy it work,
It does
but
not work.
Well, this Well,
As me say still in a brother. As me say still brother. As me say still
You
brother.
know why? Ask me why.
Really. As me
Ask
say
me.
still, me nah
Brother,
blame
brother,
on the
brother,
phone
brother,
still
brother,
in
brother.
a.
Ask me why
This is a
diplomacy
psychological
work.
abuse,
Well,
right?
well,
So,
ask me why diplomacy.
me only can show you the laws of the world.
Ask me why diplomacy don't work.
And when me show you the laws of the world, because guess what, go on? Israelites, people, are fighting for something, and what I'm trying to show you is all about lack financial intelligence, brother. When you talk about diplomacy, you have to talk about your sovereign law. It's when you can talk about your sovereign law, you have a right to have a diplomacy.
Who is going to hold anybody to it?
To your
We trust them keep
the law.
the law there.
Alright, in order, alright.
Who?
The ambassador at large.
Which ambassador?
Ambassador at large, which is the son of his Imperial Majesty, Lowell Rasmussen, which is the man we have recognized now in the 21st century. But we have recognized through the voice of the people and through the global crash.
If an emperor,
Hold it.
are we the
Me ask
people
you
of
this,
the-
This man I say, right?
Yes, sure.
May I say, you know,
Yeah.
it was the concept of diplomatic unity,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? I hope you know you have one state,
Yeah.
this one state from one state, and then we are not affect them.
Yeah.
However, when I feel them country, they have their own laws they live by.
Yeah.
So we ask then, your emperor having own military, we have own set of laws.
We have
we
own banking
we have
system.
own banking system.
When want.
We want dictate
Alright.
when you want.
This is what I say.
Well, I'm
This
finish
is
the
something you
question.
can create now.
Maybe finish the question. I said then, if your emperor in Jamaica commit crime,
Yeah.
The
police can't
lock
come
him
for
up.
him.
The JDF
No.
can't
Because
come
if
for him.
JDF come for you, you have one military to
To
say,
defend
yo,
himself.
no, and everyone secretary of state, to come and say, yo, you can't lock up this man because you can't do it, brother, isn't me? You might-
If you can't, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to
You can't
get
do
the
it,
words
yeah.
and the
Brother,
words.
brother, this is what you have to realize. This is what you have to realize.
Me never say no. But you know, it's can't happen.
Whatsoever claim you make.
Yeah.
Brother, this is
Listen,
not
listen.
a power
Hold on,
device
brother,
for
man.
people.
I said
power.
word. Brother, listen, brother. Alright, let's show you something. Why does America have nuclear bombs?
I feel embassy.
Why America have nuclear bombs?
According to
No, brother. The reason why they have nuclear bomb. What is the reason why them have it? Why they think they should have it?
You tell me
It's a deterrent. Bro,
You tell me, me no know.
you know what's the deterrent? You know what's the deterrent?
Giant for them country
Okay.
in Jamaica.
I want to do my will. And if anybody try to stop me, I have a deterrent.
Our not Taliban alone.
See, me have a powerful sword to dictate what I want. And you can't stop me. So if any man on the earth can't stop another man from do something, you have no power, brother.
But as we say, still in a brother.
Forcefully.
You see,
Alright, we're going to take my scripture.
the human rights law
It doesn't
is a
matter,
law.
brother. It doesn't matter. Read, brother.
And this is Luke 11 verse 21. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are increased.
Right. So your office can defend your goods, brother. If you have a road, you see me, and a man come with a gun and decide I'm going to take your things, you can take all your life, man, you would.
With fire.
No care what you believe.
The human rights are the new
No
gospel
claim we
of
are
the
clear.
preaching.
Alright,
brother.
alright,
Because a human rights alone, a Jamaica alone, can give the world peace. Brother,
Alright.
I'm sure it's
Now ask that question. Now bring it simple to you now. Now bring it simple to you now. If a gunman stick you up now.
Wait. But now fight it, watch out, I'm sure it's more putting up on a steady firm. Because guess what's going on? I understand the study.
I understand the last
The-
semantics where you
there
can
is
play
two.
with the whole system.
There's two systems in the world, brother. You have a Jesuit system, we give Jesuit education. You understand what I'm saying? We give
Human rights system.
no, a Jesuit education, we give an education of confusion. You understand? And the human rights law is a law we never taught to people. It never taught in no system. You know why it never taught? Because it had crashed all these corporations.
That's as much confusion.
It had-
No, confusion. And
no,
so,
trust me.
When
All right.
The
I mean, I say
human
that-
rights law, if
No,
you
answer my
look at
question,
myself,
you can't answer you.
well, I know.
You know, because-
when